I tried to watch Rebel Moon, and I think Chris Gore pointed out the best, and I agree with him. It's the same plot as...
We're both men of the law, you know? We get after it, you know? We jabber jaw, we go tit for tat, we have our little differences, but at the end of the day, you win some, I win some, and there's a mutual respect left over between us.
Any respect that you're feeling that's coming from me is a mistake on your part.
Is Mojo Edgelord?
Nigga, please. I'm an edgelord myself.
I'm edgy as fuck!
I am more edgelord than you will ever be, because...
Our fearless leader is God.
Oh, yeah!
Because how many of you have hung out with cult leaders? You haven't. You don't leave your basement and you have a shit job. I'm a crazy person who lives with his parents in his mid-40s, but I've lived a life you wish you had. Most of my exes are strippers and dominatrix and are women you would be jerking off to because you obviously have an OnlyFans account. There's a reason why you don't get laid. This video is not sponsored by Ridge Wallets, because who needs a Ridge wallet when you get a wallet too?
Oh, snap.
You just talked.
After all, you ain't gonna watch this video, but if you do, like, comment, and subscribe to make the algorithm not fuck me.
And if you really like what you see here, support us on Patreon.
Sup, fucking pornicators, tis I, your fearless leader, and I know I'm a little late for the party and all, but yeah, we're gonna talk about Rebel Moon, part 1 and 2. But before anything, let's talk about the history of modern sci-fi. Started in the ancient days with some alien spaceships drawn in old paintings, or the first sci-fi movie, which is, you know, Bullet to the Moon, or whatever the fuck it's called, from the 1920s or 10s.
Whatever.
Technically, it also could say the original Gulliver's Travels is also early day sci-fi as well, due to the fact that Mars had 2 moons.
Really?
That was in the Gulliver's Travel stories that weren't just the little people and the big people. There was also the Yahoos and the talking horse people, and people who live on a floating island on Laputa.
And then...
Mary Shelley. But reality, it all started with Jules Verne, and that guy was so ahead of his time, created the concept of the submarine. It used to be the show I used to watch called Tropics of Sci-Fi, and they did an episode about him, and he basically predicted the internet, and this was in the 1800s, so yeah. John Carter of Mars, written by the guy who created Tarzan, so he's basically Space Tarzan.
Nice.
He created the concept of the space opera in every single aspect of the way. A lot of stuff from Star Wars you've seen has taken notes on it, has borrowed from it. You can also say that Dune is one of the OG great sci-fi space operas.
Well, duh!
In fact, we're going to be doing a video on that soon as well with me and World War Joe. But really, modern sci-fi, you could say, is Star Trek versus Star Wars.
Open a channel!
I sense a presence I've not felt in a long time. Nerds!
Star Wars was such a monumental cultural event, we'll say. A lot of Star Wars knockoffs, as it was at the time. Roger Corman, king of cashing in, his knockoff of Star Wars Battle Beyond the Stars is way more entertaining than any modern Star Wars we have now. Like, I tried to watch Ahsoka, and oh god. I'm gonna make this quick, because you know all these other shills or haters are gonna say it, but I'm gonna be the hater right now. I've seen better in fan films. But this is like a really expensive fan film. What? 3 main characters, I just feel like I'm watching the Powerpuff Girls, but like the shitty remake one that basically got canceled.
Really? Why?
Because you got, like, let's be real here, Sabine's basically Buttercup, Ahsoka is Blossom, and by default, Hera is, well, basically Bubbles, but not really. Come on! Technically she is Bubbles because she's Mary Elizabeth Winstead, and I just can't unsee that. I'm expecting her to like have like her 7 evil exes fight somebody. What the fuck? Ray Stevenson's character's cool, but whatever. You know, we have a Sith chick who you know she's gonna be a good guy. And it's cool seeing Clancy Brown, and it's cool seeing live action Love Brawl, but fuck Star Wars, dude. I'm ashamed to be a Star Wars fan now. Oh, and the first episode ends with Sabine getting stabbed, so you know she's gonna survive that one. She's a chick, and fucking product placement. Oh, she has a cat, or a weird space cat. Then I got to the second episode and absolutely nothing happens. Sabine survives, obviously, because plot armor. But again, where are the male protagonists? What happened to Hera's son? But of course, Filoni had to, you know, suck Kathleen Kennedy's dicks so he could get his own thing. And oh god, fuck this show. Fuck Disney. Here's to having you be bought out by fucking Apple.
Goodbye.
Babe, wait. Babe, wait. Babe, wait. Babe!
Watching that first episode, it was so predictable and boring and lame and typical Disney Star Wars that I ended up just going on Tubi and watching Battle Beyond the Stars, and I had a better time watching that Star Wars knockoff than the actual modern Star Wars. No! Best part about it, young James Cameron, who we all know later on went on to do the Terminator series, won an Oscar with Titanic, then Avatar.
Fucking James Cameron with a dark fate. Like, he didn't do anything with that, but his name was attached to it, so people thought, oh wow, this is gonna be good again.
Thanks for the money.
Yeah, but he also attached his name to Genesis too. What's your point?
I mean, come on!
Tim Burton's crowning achievement was Edward Scissorhands.
Once you made your crowning achievement, you don't care anymore. Same thing with like Todd Phillips.
Hangover trilogy, old school.
He did a lot of those R-rated comedies. People think of him as frat boy humor, and when they tried to get out of comedy, he just tried to copy fucking Scorsese.
Why would you do that? Why would you do any of that?
I have a theory. G.G. Allen's ghost haunts him.
You want to read up about fucked up shit? G.G. Allen was the king. He was crazy. Like when you think of the first anything that Todd Phillips did was G.G. Allen's hater.
I was watching YMS's review on Joker when Joker came out.
Sometimes he has some cool stuff to say. For the most part, he's a smug little bitch. And when it comes to his podcast, Sardonicast, they're just young. They don't know better.
And then one minute I said, I got a bone to pick with you, Sardonicast.
I found the Cheech and Chong cameo to be pretty funny.
Didn't I tell you, man? Check it out!
You guys know who that is?
I don't know.
Oh my fucking god!
I'd never seen him. I've heard of him.
Yeah. It's just one of those names you know, but...
Excuse me, what did you say?
I didn't stutter.
You're supposed to be Mr. Movie Expert, smug fucking critic, fucking authority. Yet you fuckers never heard of Cheech and Chong.
Really?
It's not a movie called After Hour. I mean, it's before Scorsese decided to do mob movies.
There was a time of his career before all that.
Yeah, exactly. Raging Bull, Taxi Driver, Kings of Comedy.
See the last thing he did?
I don't want to, it looks too long.
It was just a movie that could have been done in probably an hour and a half.
Well, same thing could be said about fucking Zach Snyder.
Snap.
What do you think of Rebel Moon, Mr. Support Zach Snyder?
No, I supported Zack Snyder before Army of the Dead.
Yeah, but I mean, like, always bring up Man of Steel and all that other Snyderverse
Bullshit.
That movie fucking sucked. The whole thing with Zod was
Stupid! You're so stupid!
because what we learned about Zack Snyder is Mark Millar and Al Jourgenson of movies.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Awesome when he's on a leash.
When he's on a leash, basically working for Marvel or DC, whatever. When he does his own shit, he's edgy as and just not everybody likes it. Then there's a musical version. Al Jourgenson from the...
Before I continue, let's get to today's sponsor, Ridge Wallet. Fuck that shit. It's all about wallet chains. Why? If you get a Ridge Wallet, you're a sitting duck and you'll get robbed. Use a wallet chain. You can use it as a weapon. And the last decent album, in my opinion, when Ministry just basically just let Ministry be Ministry, was actually the last album that were signed to Warner Brothers Records. After that, they did things independently, and it shows.
Shut up and get to the point!
Zack Snyder just needs a better collaborator.
Well, duh.
Dawn of the Dead. It was awesome, and it wasn't because of Zack Snyder, it was because of James Gunn. He knew how to write. Okay, James Gunn's so humble, he got canceled. When he went to DC and made Peacemaker, he made sure the entire soundtrack was all hair metal. You know why he made sure it's all hair metal, other than the main character stuck in the 80s? Because Warner Brothers had a monopoly on hair metal in the 80s. So like Faster Pussycat, Pretty Boy Floyd, and so on. They have that entire catalog at their disposal, unlike when he worked for Disney, where he had to kind of like get the licensing and shit. That's why Warner Brothers like perfect for him. It's like, because, you know, James Gunn also, when it came to his Troma film, always picked the music for all his movies. Like for Romeo and Juliet, they got Motorhead, and they got the final fucking Sublime song before Brad died. And then for Terra Firma, fucking the Toilet Boys and the Lunatics were like in the movie, like playing like people like on the set. He's giving a lot of my friends work. It's kind of similar to Brendan Small, except Brendan Small can play instruments. You know, that's why he's like, oh shit, DC wants me? DC's owned by Warner Brothers. They have access to almost every hair metal band from the 80s.
Get on with it! Yes! Get on with it!
Zack Snyder can't write shit. He's basically Michael fucking Bay.
Oh, snap.
Watchmen in 300, awesome. Good product and execution. Yeah, there's a few liberties you took, but it still came out to be a good product that everybody liked, both the hardcore fans and the average Joe. Then when we saw Sucker Punch,
What the fuck is this?
it was Batman v Superman, proving bad writing there. Then you Edgelord Fox put out a petition, and we got the Snyder Cut.
Who cares?
But Captain Anarchy, a 10-minute conversation turns into a 2-hour conversation with
I made mistakes too, but I learned from my mistakes along the way.
Well, yeah.
And improved upon my behavior. I saw it as being shortcomings and limitations that I needed to work on.
I mean, come on.
I'm working on them and I'm improving upon them, and they still want to slight me.
Go fuck yourself.
Well, that's Zack Snyder when he makes movies. Like, he wants to show his point, but he has to drag it out for 4 hours. When he should have just made a TV series out of it. It's kind of reverse Disney, but they just dragged it out and just give us a bunch of bullshit. Now he does stuff with Netflix, which gives him complete creative control without a writer to fix things for him. And then we got Army of the Dead. Who the fuck liked that? I mean, On paper.
Oh, Zack Snyder's back to doing zombies.
Cool.
But he doesn't have James Gunn to fix it.
Like they were kind of in a pissing match.
Shut up and get to the point!
Army of the Dead sucks. So his next big project was a Star Wars project that he pitched to Disney. They said no, which that's a red flag there. When we finally got that one chick from Kingsman, not the best actress though, and it does suffer from a lot of Netflix DEI requirement.
I'll repeat myself.
Drag out, boring
Bullshit.
Like, just stop. I get it, you wanted to make an R-rated Star Wars. Netflix made you do a PG-13 Star Wars. This should have been a TV show, but instead you wanted to drag it out more. This is unoriginal garbage that no one needs to see, and let's hope this fucking director's cut shit isn't just a crock of shit and actually is worth watching. End of story, enough said, but I will say a few things. Let's end this segment out with more useless trivia of authors and whatnot. Robert E. Howard and H.P. Lovecraft.
Oh yeah, be buddies about shit.
A man with no motive is a man no one suspects.
Yeah, Conan the Barbarian, Red Sonja, and Solomon Kane.
Aren't they making a Red Sonja movie?
They're fixing it. You know why? What's a big trope when it comes to gingers in Hollywood?
You gotta make a black.
They were about to do that, and then realized that she's literally called Red Sonja. Race swapping Black Widow makes more sense than race swapping Red Sonja.
Like when the fucking James Bond people wanted to make Bond a more sensitive and kind their Bond, I've read, so it's like they're gonna demasculate the whole character.
Well, here's another thing you didn't know about James Bond. James Bond was written by Ian Fleming. Ian Fleming worked for the Secret Service. So did Roald Dahl, Willy Wonka creator, that guy.
I mean, come on!
Roald Dahl was the real-life James Bond. Ian Fleming just worked the desk.
It's a very big yin-yang thing, just completely opposite of everything.
Well, duh.
Ian Fleming was a Gemini, so it makes sense.
I have no idea.
Who was Tolkien's best friend? C.S. Lewis was his best friend.
That was the,
Narnia. In fact, C.S. Lewis became all religious because of fucking Tolkien, because C.S. Lewis was an atheist first, and then he showed him God, and that's why he has these religious allegories. By the way, don't read all the Narnia books. I found out how it ends.
Well, they're making the, what Netflix show.
If they change it, it's a good thing. Okay, you know Susan, the oldest daughter, the older sister? Well, she ends up growing up and no longer in Narnia anymore. And in the very, very last book, everybody dies in a train wreck except Susan. And they all go to heaven, except Susan, because she grew up. Because the message is, don't grow up, find Jesus. And whose fault is that? It's technically Tolkien's fault for converting fucking C.S. Lewis, who used to be an atheist, into a Christian.
Ay, caramba.
But I'm done with this bullshit. Like, you're not gonna watch this. But if you do like what you see here, comment, like, dislike, share it if you want. I go into more detail, but I'm just trolling you anyway. I mean, after all, you all can suck it. Shout out to my patrons. I have carte blanche to play fucking DJ in this movie.